Greetings, flesh wound horror freaks, and welcome to a Hatman collection update. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by, for now, by producer Tad.
I was just like, I'm like watching that. And I'm like, why does Dan get a special opening? What is all this nonsense?
Well, do a Todd collection update.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I just do unboxings. I don't do the collect. Yeah, that's your gimmick. I do the other one.
It's actually funny that opening's getting old now because I did a lot of like redesigning to try and as best I can maximize space. So
you're saying you need a new opening now, Dan? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I opened.
You want a new one? You're getting the generic one.
The main, I mean, it's more than one now, but the main, like Blu-ray 4K room with the horror stuff and some science fiction. It's I kind of got different shelves that are a little more similar, so there's a little more space, so I can actually get in there and at least turn around. well, before you couldn't even. Like people ask me, like, take video, and I'm like, I can't, dude. It's rows. Like, you can't really. At least I can't really get good angles. So at least in that room now, I can. And shout out Ben, Brian, Dustin, everybody. And Indy was here earlier.
I think he fell asleep.
I was gonna say we don't get to see Indy live as much. We saw Indy live more while he was in China. Oddly enough. But yeah, we got lots of things. Well, not as much, and I know I do it every time, but
I say 3 hours. Dan disagrees, but
it's not 3. But the last time it was like hangout too. The movie portion was not 3 hours, so I defend myself on that one. But anyways.
How do you know that won't happen again, though? See, that's what I'm saying. 3 hours.
Hey, if the chat's booming, people throwing out questions, but you never know. Yeah. So this we're kind of coming down to the wire now. 1 week from now, I will be down there in California again.
God, I got so much more shit to do before you get here. Do you want me do you want me to rant before the rant leaves me?
Yeah, you can rant because Todd just saw the greatest thing in the history of wrestling. He was marking out like an 8-year-old boy.
Dan told me I had. Well, sorry, they're mild spoilers. You know what? It doesn't even have to do with the match. It's not even a spoiler. Fuck it. I mean, I don't even know who won the goddamn piece of shit. So AEW Dynamite had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match with Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy and everyone else. The moment I heard that announced, it insulted me as a deathmatch wrestling fan and as a horror fan and as a professional wrestling fan. Like all three immediately offended by
all fronts.
Yeah. So, but it made me like not want to buy the game as much, but seeing the match, Jesus.
Well, we just launched Flesh Wound Gaming. Subscribe now.
Technically, it launches when the game comes out, but
yeah, but you can sub now. So
you can sub now. I dropped it in the chat.
There you go. Please do subscribe because that's one and not the only new channel. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot more coming from us here shortly.
Tomorrow at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, Kruger will be playing that game.
Ooh, so you're going to have the first stream.
I'm sure Kruger's going to do it right at 9 p.m.
There you go, guys.
Don't quote me, but we'll share it where we share everything.
If you're playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, be sure to get on there. You may want to be careful if you kill Kruger in that game. If you haven't looked at some of his deathmatch history, you might want to be careful. He always comes back. And
I'm going to be like playing with like your 5-year-old nephew because I'm still figuring this controller out.
Well, I haven't played games since N64, maybe one thing on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I played PlayStation 3, but not very well.
So gaming culture is weird. Like my younger brother was a hardcore gamer. He was like ranked on Warcraft. He got ranked in some magazine, I think, at one point. But and it was always bizarre. Like I'd walk past and I'd hear it would be like the voice of like a little kid, just like suck my dick, you cuck piece of shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't know if it's like that anymore, but I'm just like, what the fucking kid sounds like he's 7 and he's like telling people to go fuck themselves. It's it's hilarious. So I don't know. Only the gamers could answer that. I don't know if it's as wild or if they've cut down on all of that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. I haven't like played with anyone but like Kruger, but I was really high. He said,
Yeah,
I didn't have headphones. It was a whole thing.
well, you can play with most of your Ozzy as well is playing.
Well, it's a horror game, so I'm sure he's not going to be all about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No.
But he will probably play some other games on there.
Can you imagine if Leatherface took out Ozzy? Have those luscious locks. Can you imagine that iteration of Leatherface?
Chilean Leatherface, yeah.
No. Chilean Leatherface. Holy shit.
Okay, back to that piece of shit match. Oh my God. Fake blood.
WCW circa 2000. I agree.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre match. Just take death out. It's that made it so much more insulting with the fake blood. Like if it was just a Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, all right, whatever. Then you send out Skitty Jeans Leatherface. Was Ahmed Johnson busy? He could have took the booking.
Yeah, I'm behind on AEW, but I was watching that and I was like, wow, this. I mean, not just because of Jarrett, and I know he gets a bum rap because of when he kind of had his big push, but I was watching that and I was like, dude, this could totally be a Nitro in 2000, 2001 towards the end. Yeah. That's what that whole thing felt like. They didn't even bother getting Leatherface right. It's a skinny fucking Leatherface.
Ben says TMC is the game that gets you to pick up the joystick. Evil Dead came out also. I did pick that one up too. Haven't played it yet, but I've been playing the Corey.
It doesn't seem like people really embraced Evil Dead though. I was expecting that to be a huge thing, and it just, I don't know. It certainly wasn't like the Friday the 13th game phenomenon. So
hold on. You ever see the clip of Leatherface winning an award at the Teen Choice Awards? Kills Randy Jackson, kids crying in the audience. No, but I must now.
That's awesome.
Can you kill Franklin? I love this. I'm gonna hope so.
We've got to get Mr. Hayden Cornelius back because we've fantasy booked him as Franklin many times. I hope Franklin's in there though. Holy shit! Chop Top's confirmed, right? So
yes. Ben Grimm. Okay, you're posting the Discord. Thank you, Ben.
Sweet. Join our Discord as always. I think it's one of the cooler Discords. You'll never miss a movie sale. You'll never a lot of food fat material in there as well. Yeah, food, horror movies, good shit in our Discord.
Everything except hugs. Even Ozzy's popped up like twice, and Greg.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm excited. So I'm gonna be really easy to kill, being that I haven't played a video game in 15 years at least, probably more. Yeah. So I'll be an easy mark. I wonder if there's a safe way in the game to just like hang around and talk shit to people without getting killed.
Sure.
I don't know. I'll have to find something. Do they still do cheat codes? I remember when that was a thing. I don't know if it's still.
No, now they just make you buy everything like that.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look when I'm down there. I was ready to a friend was gonna send me a PS4, but then it's like it seems unclear. Like if I have that, I can only play with people with a PS4.
It
Apparently.
looks like there's crossplay between like the other systems, but
Yeah.
for some reason there's no crossplay with that last generation
Oh, okay.
as of now. But I mean, I don't know if that's going to change. But I was looking that up because you had mentioned it, and yeah, it specifically said the PlayStation 4 couldn't crossplay.
Okay. Yeah, because my I can't do PC because my laptop I don't think will handle it. Thank you, Dustin. You'll enjoy the Discord. There's a lot on there. And free, by the way. I've had a couple people ask if Discord's not Patreon. That Discord is just free. You can join it in the links. You get a lot of extra stuff. Discord's not policed particularly, so it's fun for adults only, I would say.
And I heard it's going to be on that the Xbox Plus. I don't know what they call theirs. Their like monthly streaming game service. So
Okay.
I know there's PlayStation Plus, which I've been using, but I know the Xbox has one. But on Xbox, it's there.
I'm gonna need people like I might try. I'm just gonna need people to kind of walk me through it. If not, you'll see me in the chats on Flesh Wound, the new Flesh Wound Gaming channel, as often as I'm able to. Yeah, I've heard Game Pass.
Game Pass. Yeah, okay, free on Game Pass.
I'm kind of I'm very like get off my lawn when it comes to any of this. So.
You know, honestly, I don't know if it was this or it was probably really Toxic Crusaders that made me pull the trigger coming out. But I mean, if I was, and I knew I was going to get it for that. So if I did it for that, I might as well enjoy this game too.
I've had a couple like moments of nostalgia recently where I was like, it'd be kind of cool to go back and play GoldenEye or, you know, some of those older N64 games. But then I was like, I don't know.
There's a new it's newer. Well, no, it's new. It's the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I don't know how long, probably been out a year. But it's like in the style of the old cartoon and like the old arcade games, like the beat 'em ups. So it's really, really easy, really fun.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool. I'm not a Turtles guy, but yeah. So yeah, Flesh Wound Gaming, join that now. You'll probably have immediate streams tomorrow on that. What else do we got coming up before I show off some physical media? Like I said, we'll be in California by this time next week. So
yeah, we're gonna do a Patreon stream Sunday. We'll figure out the time, and
yes, all starts at just $1. So
and we're gonna talk trips and make sure we keep Dan out of Tijuana jails, and it'll be interesting.
Are we going to Tijuana?
Hell no.
Damn, Todd. You want to be fun. Yeah, no, we'll get into some mischief down there. I know we'll have another location tour. We didn't hit a lot of the true crime stuff, so I'm kind of excited for that. Any suggestions? You know, you're aware of somebody that was horribly murdered somewhere in the California, Hollywood area. We might go there. We'll see if we can swing it. Definitely going back to Grilla Mall because that is awesome. Probably the best place I ate last time, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, we might be going.
Yeah. I found out just today that, unfortunately, XPW is not happening. But on the very same Saturday, Compton Mania is happening. So Dan we'll find out if Dan really is hood approved. I'll have to make sure I dress him in the right colors.
Get the Hogan like thing going. Don't have time to grow out any hair, unfortunately. But yeah, Compton stream. Make it happen. Make it happen.
God, Dan, I'm gonna teach you gang culture and everything. Dan's gonna get asked where he's from and gets
Let's just tell him.
You tell him from yo mama.
Now you give him the Stone Cold Steve Austin Condemned line, where it's like a small little Alaskan town called "Fuck Your Mama."
Oh, I was thinking of his longest yard line, so I got scared for a minute. I mean, they go together, so
There you go. There you go. Todd would not drive past Skid Row for me. We were gonna.
Well, no, it was out of the way, to be fair.
We were gonna interview like random. We were kind of gonna do the Insomniac Dave Attell thing, but I don't know. We get a lot of clicks if somebody gets shanked on screen, but yeah. I think we're going to Murder Museum again too.
Museum of Death.
Museum of Death. Sorry,
that's all right.
Museum of Death, new location too, and maybe we'll get somebody to let us actually film in the damn thing. We'll see.
At the very least, we'll cut a video outside.
Oh, Cliff Booth said Conan the Barbarian is playing at the New Beverly.
First. Okay, nice.
That's a possibility. The Elisa Lam Hotel. They've made that a little bit nicer now, haven't they? I mean, a little bit, right?
No.
Okay.
They keep saying it is.
Hey, maybe we'll be brave. And
I ain't getting out of the fucking car for that one. No.
I mean, we went to the you can go back and look at our video from earlier in the year with the People Under the Stairs house. Not that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. I know they made it seem like that one was worse. I mean, that was just like normal ghetto-y LA. It wasn't like bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, I mean, I don't think I would like stop and just walk around all day on my own, but it wasn't like awful.
The other one, I wouldn't get out in daytime, so fuck that. Yeah, I fuck with that one.
Probably. I mean, I don't even really remember. I don't think I've ever like walked around Skid Row, really. I want to say one time kind of drove near it just out of morbid curiosity, but I don't think I ever really like
it's nothing like they showed me in Little Shop of Horrors. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, definitely not. Significantly worse and not a lot of singing. Oh, Cliff Booth went to the Museum of Death and fainted into the wall after watching an embalming video. Yeah, there's like a portion of that where because we went with a medium is the proper term, right? I
don't know.
For her, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you call it.
I know
someone, yeah, sure. I don't know what you call it.
Whether you believe in that or not, but
someone who saw ghosts.
It was like the kids portion of it, which I know was kind of like creepy. That stuff doesn't bother me too much. There's certain things like I don't. Yeah, I think we with pugs there we'll be cracking inappropriate jokes most of the time, anyways. So
I have to have Danielle. God damn it! Oops! Come through and double check my. See, I may not believe it, but I wanted to tell me there's none here or get rid of them. That's my thing. I don't care. I don't believe it, but I'll tell her if there's any here, get rid of them.
Todd's got an entity ghost. He's just gonna start getting motorboated on stream by some unseen force. It's gonna happen.
No.
Ben Grimm wants us to taste the flesh water at the hotel.
We'll go there. Dan will say he'll do it, then he won't do it.
Well, you're not going to taste it now.
See?
I think that's been pretty well cleaned by now. I mean, I'll give them that. Hollywood Forever Cemetery. That's another thing we never quite get to. That'd be cool if they were screening something there.
They should still be. It's the end of summer. And then before. Yeah, I will look. I think I did look at the schedule and there was nothing that like jumped out.
Okay, I'd love to see Night of the Living Dead in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Holy shit. Or Return of the Living Dead for that matter. That would be really cool.
Burying the X.
Yeah. So you'll get some really cool live streams. What up, Chris? Shout out Jess Graham. How are you guys doing? All right. So, want to show off some movies now? I think we've pimped everything. Flesh Wound Gaming, join it. All right. We'll start off with, well, I'll show this one first since it's already been shown on a video. And that is reviews for all of these coming soon. The Sensual World of Black Emmanuel box set. Like I said, you got some unboxing videos on this one, so I'm not going to run it all down. But this is a beautiful set, and it's heavy, very heavy. Rapid and barbed wire, great deathmatch weapon. Oh, I almost slid out of that one. Shit.
When that happens.
Yeah, especially when it's an expensive set. Like you drop it, and it's just like,
I can't. There's one set, I don't want to say what it is. It has a dinged corner. It was perfect corners, and it got knocked, and it still bothers me, and that's why I won't say the name.
Just that little, yeah, I get it. These sets are expensive. So this wasn't expensive. I don't even know what it is really, except it's a horror anthology.
Real quick.
Oh, Jess saw the original Dawn of the Dead at Hollywood Forever.
That was awesome. Well, that is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'd love to see anything there. I don't even care.
Like, let's look what's there right now.
I'm trying to think what like graves we could visit and go live. I mean,
well,
a lot of
there's a ton there. But that was my what's the kid's name? My Yeaton, burying the X joke, because it's filmed there and then he's also buried there too, like in real life.
Yeah. Oh, is Paul Rubens buried there?
I don't know where they buried him.
Yeah, we could do a recent one.
Okay, continue. I'm looking at that.
Well, anyways, this was a BDR. It was like $3, I think, on Amazon. 8 Days to Hell. Eric Roberts is in it. Just $3. I said, screw it. It's an anthology, so who knows? I don't know much about it. Sadie Katz, I think, is the other name in there.
It's a horror anthology, though?
It is a horror anthology, yeah. Okay. Eric Roberts, not always the sign of quality, but for $3, I figured, what the hell. So this is another cheap BDR Amazon pickup called Cut and Chop. It's about an actor who goes a little too method and loses his mind. Another one, just super cheap on Amazon. So impulse pickup. It looks kind of cool. The actor kind of looks like a young Michael Ironside. So yeah. Indy, what's up? Glad you could make it. Good to see you live.
Glad you woke up.
Glad you woke up. This is a BDR, but I did have this on DVD. It is Katie Bird. This is if I remember right, I know Walter Koenig was in it. And it was kind of like it was post-May, but it was like in that wave of like crazy chick psychological horror movie things. I don't remember it being on par with May or anything, but it's like a cheap Blu-ray. Figured
I looked up what they have at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Ooh.
All right, there's 2 movies. The problem with the first one is it's the same day as Compton Mania.
Ooh, what is the movie?
The movie is Poltergeist.
Oh, dude.
But it's probably already sold out. I'm looking. Maybe.
I can PayPal you tomorrow for whatever you got to get tickets for. I don't know. I'm 50-50. I don't know what you're feeling. What up, Jay, in the chat?
Well, we can talk to Pugs tomorrow.
What's the second one?
The second one.
That's
September 2nd, Saturday, the following Saturday.
Okay.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, fuck. You set that up. I mean, I would see anything just to see it in the cemetery, but why the fuck is The Devil Wears Prada in a cemetery? I figured horror at least.
Well, they do, but that's yeah. Then third is Goonies, and they got the Royal Tenenbaums, Scarface. That would be a cool one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those I
But,
assume are after I leave, right?
yeah.
Okay. God, Poltergeist would be fucking fun if they still have tickets.
Yeah.
Man. I think I'm feeling Poltergeist over wrestling, but I'm cool either way.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on with the update. So I think this is kind of a superhero sci-fi thing, and the only reason I got it is because it was cheap and Scott Adkins stars in it, Max Cloud. I think it's kind of meant as more of a kids film. I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure somebody saw it in the chat. It's about a teen gamer named Sarah who finds an Easter egg and opens a portal into her favorite video game. So I thought, okay, kind of a modern Last Starfighter. Why not? So I grabbed that. I don't know if anybody saw it in the chat. Lots of good screenings that people are dropping in the chat right now.
I know. I'm looking at this one. We'll talk. We'll talk to Plugs tomorrow. We'll make our minds tomorrow.
Sweet. We've also got Savage Salvation with Robert De Niro and John Malkovich, who probably have a combined screen time of about 10 minutes, I would imagine, in the actual movie. I don't know much about it. It's a revenge movie, though, about a guy played by Jack Houston who's going on a killing spree to hunt down the drug dealers that caused his wife to OD. So, seemed cool enough. Another pretty cheap flick that I grabbed. This was Second and Charles. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's got an interesting cast. The River Runs Red in 4K. John Malkovich is in it. Taye Diggs, George Lopez of all people. Yeah, I think it was literally like $3, $3 or $4, and I was like, okay, it's a 4K. Can't believe that.
All right, Dan, I'm about out. I'll be back. If you need me before I'm back.
Sweet.
All right.
Sweet. You can pop back in. And I'm still watching the chat. I got you on the big screen so I can see any questions you have. Also, The Old Way, the Nicolas Cage Western. And this is notable because this is the movie that I can't think of her name, but the girl that was in charge of the ammunition had she got yelled at by Nick Cage, and she was the one that I guess you would say is responsible for the incident on Rust where Alec Baldwin shot the assistant director. Jess showing some love for Hollywood Forever. Yeah, Paramount is there. I don't even care. I'll see Devil Wears Prada. I don't think I've ever watched that, actually. So, if nothing else, it'll be a first-time watch. Some more straight to Blu-ray action. One Ranger. Thomas Jane is in this one, and I think he goes to, like, the UK to take out a terrorist. I like Thomas Jane, so, again, we got some more exciting stuff on the way. I didn't even organize, so you're getting stuff kind of out of order anyways. Well, here's an exciting one. I love this movie. I love the first one, but I also really love the second one. I got Freeway 2 Confessions of a Trick Baby on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. And this, of course, stars Natasha Lyonne. Really cool 4K. Vinegar Syndrome, so I always got to check for tits. But, yeah, there you go. Freeway 2. Any fans of that? I got that Dark Force Blu-ray. Excuse me, I'm moving my cat. Who's blocking the chat? Get. All right. Got her out of the way. Yeah, I got the Dark Force Entertainment Blu-ray, but then I was like, it's Freeway too. If you haven't watched this, it's really, really good. Very different from the first one. And I'm a big Natasha Lyonne fan. She's done a lot of really good indie stuff. If you want something really fucking weird, double up Freeway 2 and a movie she did called Anti-Birth, which it's the first movie Meg Tilly was in for a long time. But Anti-Birth is just fucking bizarro. They make for a really good double feature. She also did another one. I'll think of it in a minute, but that's a great double feature. Jess, get on it. Freeway 2 Confessions of a Trick Baby. Actually, Jay, if you do a commentary at some point, that is a great one. What up, Winter Steel? How are you doing? Good to see you. I know everybody was streaming today. I saw Christian was streaming. Dead Pit, I know, had like a birthday stream, so hopefully y'all still have energy. So classic from Vinegar Syndrome, Flesh and Fantasy. I think this actually might have dropped below 1,000. And usually when that happens with Vinegar Syndrome, I was like, I better grab it. I think it'll last until the sale, the Black Friday sale. But this is a classic 1940s horror film. I recommend it. Actually, one of the cheaper Vinegar Syndrome Blu-rays as well. So yeah, I wouldn't say panic buy it right yet, but I am a big fan of this one. I don't know if anybody else has watched Flesh and Fantasy. Cliff just put Slums of Beverly Hills on his watch list. Yeah, that's a great one as well. You really can't go wrong with Natasha Lyonne for the most part. I mean, a lot of the TV stuff she did was really good. I didn't get to finish it. I started it, but what is it? Russian Dolls, I think might be what I'm thinking of. I think it's on Netflix. Seemed interesting enough. She's one of those actresses I'm usually just in. Like I see her name, I'll check it out. There's a couple of these I may have shown at the end of the last update, and if they're doubles, I apologize, but I wasn't sure. Houseboat Horror from Umbrella. So this will probably there'll be a version of this, I assume, on Vinegar Syndrome at some point, but this is the late 80s Aussie shot for video slasher. I think the first one that they ever did. And there's a lot of famous Australian TV stars that pop up in this. I like this one. It's got a lot of the shitty elements that you expect in SOB horror, but nonetheless, I just thought this one was particularly entertaining. You can check out the trailer on YouTube. In fact, I think the movie might even be on YouTube. But I'm a Cheerleader. Yeah, another good one. Poker Face I haven't watched, but I've heard excellent things about that. There's one, I don't know if it's crazy something love, but it's like a dark romantic comedy with, I think it's her, and I can't think of the actor, but they're like in a mental institution, and I think I remember liking that one quite a bit too. Like I said, you can kind of go through her filmography. There's several gems there. Like I said, Anti-Birth and Freeway 2 is a great double feature. Finally on Blu-ray, Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead. What more can be said about this one? It's my favorite of that wave there we still get them, but for a few years we were getting just a lot of these crazy movies. This and Dead Sushi are my favorites, but I think I have to give the win to Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead. Watch the trailer. It's a great party movie to put on with your friends. Yeah, Cliff, you know what? She was going down a dark path, but she's one that actually managed to kind of get out of it and maintain a pretty solid career. I mean, she's kind of on top of the world right now with some of her streaming stuff, and she had Orange is the New Black. Can't say the same for Taryn Manning. If you're on Discord, you know the whole ass eating discussion that we had. And if you don't know what that's all about, you can go down a dark hole on Reddit, no pun intended, and see what Taryn Manning and ass eating means. All right. So, like I said, I think this is the last of the ones that I may have shown last month. I wasn't sure. They were still in my to watch pile, so I'm not sure. But this is I believe, Filipino zombie movie called Day Zero. Looked like it had a pretty promising trailer. It looks like a pretty heavy martial arts vibe to it, and it looked like a good time. Well Go USA put out the Blu-ray on this one. I look forward to checking that out. Yeah, she was pretty near death, Cliff. I got from Severin on Blu-ray Overboard with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. So this is one of those movies. I mean, it's PG, but it's the storyline obviously pretty controversial. And I know there's an interview. It's not a very stacked Blu-ray. There's one special feature, and it's an interview with the screenwriter. But I think she kind of addresses the controversy of, sex by deception from Kurt Russell in this movie. The remake, I remember being a piece of shit, but the original, Kurt and Goldie, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, she did kind of turn into her character from Orange is the New Black. Just got this on Blu-ray. This came up on a stream a while back. I don't remember where, but Jawbreaker 20th anniversary Blu-ray with Rose McGowan, Rebecca Gayheart, and Julie Benz. This was one of those late 90s comedies, kind of trying to do their take on Heathers, and I haven't watched it in a long time. This actually does have it's a few years old, I think, the Blu-ray, but it has a 20th anniversary cast and director commentary that I'm kind of looking forward to listening to. What else do we have? All right, so I'm going to do a video on this soon, because a lot of people assume I've seen everything, that I've watched every cult film. Now, when it comes to horror, unless it's just brand new and I haven't gotten to it, by and large, I haven't seen everything, but it probably seen close to everything. I haven't seen every movie, though. And this is one, I've been picking these up, and I have never watched it. And I know there's an argument between this and Rocky Horror Picture Show for cult films. And I've seen Rocky Horror. I have never watched Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. So I'm collecting movies for a top 10. I guess I'm giving this one away, of somewhat notable movies. I'm not going obscure with the list, but notable movies that I've never watched. And I've never watched Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Probably didn't appeal to me so much when I was a kid. I think this is coming up on like a 30th anniversary. All I know, a great cast: Terrence Stamp, Hugo Weaving, Guy Pearce. All I know is it's about some drag queens that go out to the desert. I don't even know what the plot is beyond that, to be perfectly honest. But this is going to be one of 10 for an eventual famous movies Dan hasn't watched stream. So there you go. It's probably not the chat for that movie, but has anybody seen it? Because I don't know. I heard a lot about it back in the day, but young Dan wasn't as interested, I guess, at the time. What else did we get? Second and Charles, I managed to get the Smile 4K. This is one I don't really need on 4K, but I kind of lucked out, and even the digital code worked, which is rare on 4K. Sometimes I'll get stuff there, and maybe it's an old DVD or something with a or Blu-ray with the digital, and it'll work. But that's like the first one on 4K. I was really surprised whoever had it didn't redeem it. Okay, Cliff saw Adventures of Priscilla. Weird movie, really weird movie. I liked it. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but Beau is Afraid. You kind of have to set aside an evening for it too, because it's a very long movie. It's just under 3 hours. I'm kind of curious, anybody that's watched this in the chat. It's a ride. I mean, it's definitely a movie I think you have to experience. And Parker Posey's in it. If you're a Parker Posey fan, you will be very pleased. I won't spoil it, but very pleased at some of the stuff she does in that movie. I also got Evil Dead Rise on 4K finally. I haven't been getting stuff on Street like I used to. This was one I was hoping to just grab at Walmart, and they didn't have it for the longest time. And just actually, I think just like a week ago, I finally, like, they had one copy on 4K that was just randomly there, so I picked that up. Yeah, Andy, Beau is Afraid is good. It's one of those movies you're kind of left thinking about it a little bit at the end, interpreting what the fuck you just saw. Oh, here's a nasty one, and I just got this in yesterday, I believe. Journey into the Beyond. This was Faces of Death before Faces of Death. And it was hosted by John Carradine. And this one is kind of like a supernatural version of Faces of Death from 1975. They do like some exorcisms, seances. There's some bare hand surgeries. There's some nasty stuff, if I remember, with like a tumor being removed or something. So if you're checking the back, if you're a fan of that sort of thing, there's well, a lot of people have seen Faces of Death, but Journey into the Beyond, VCI put out this Blu-ray. I've been on a little bit of a Mondo kick, and some of this. Her body is amazing, Winter Steel. Barney, what's up? How are you doing? So it traumatized you, but were you a fan of it is the question. Winter, not a fan of the Traces of Death movies. Yeah, Faces of Death also had like Brain Damage put out some like unofficial ones. I think they did Faces with a Z, if I remember right. It's kind of hard, believe it or not, there's a Faces of Death remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, coming out. And I think it's supposed to be like a straight horror movie from what I understand. Because I don't really see the point now. Like, you kind of get your fix for that sort of thing on the internet. Just, watching videos of people getting fucked up kind of, I don't know, kind of makes it kind of pointless to do a traditional Faces of Death, but I'm kind of curious. This I just got. Now, this is, I've seen two of these movies like way, way, way back through some shitty VHS. And this is the Stanley Long Adventures, a sex comedy, a 70s sex comedy threesome. These are British movies. The humor may or may not translate, but it's got Taxi Driver, Private Eye, and Plumber's Mate. And yeah, I'm kind of curious. There's like some mild nudity on the back, but it's animated. But it's a stacked set, and it was on sale, I think, for like $27, which, for an indicator set like this, that's really, really good. And I figured I'd give it a whirl. If it's a sex comedy, I'm going to pick it up. I would much rather this be some Edward Fenech Italian sex comedies, which I desperately need the School Teacher Collection, Lady Medic, and stuff like that on Blu-ray, which we've gotten like none. The early Italian sex comedies have not really gotten any love on Blu-ray at all, and somebody needs to rectify that. In Winter Steel and Indie, both fans of British comedies. Yeah, I feel like that's another one it's hard to recommend because some of the humor may not land. British comedy in general sometimes is an issue with a lot of people, but I grabbed that one. Sex Thief is another British sex comedy worth checking out. So I got this. Truthfully, I'm not a huge fan, but it is certainly a notorious movie that I had to have in my library. I have the previous triple feature Blu-ray, but this had a ton of new extras, and I'm a big Unearthed Films guy. I know Kruger, of course, is as well. So I got the new Blu-ray release of August Underground. There's a ton of extra features in this one. I know there's like multiple new commentaries that they did. Let's see. Yeah, I think like at least 3, some alternate versions of the movie. I'm really curious to dive into the documentaries. I don't know if we're going to review this one or not. I actually think we might be. Maybe that'll be one you'll get while I'm down there in California. But yeah, the story behind this one is interesting. How they went about it, and like most extreme filmmakers, I think it kind of marked Fred Vogel in a lot of ways. Super nice guy. He's actually somebody I think we could probably interview on the channel at some point, but super nice guy. His wife was always really nice. These movies are not for everybody. And like I said, I'm not really a huge fan. From what I remember, Mortem, I think, is the best of the 3. They're very loud movies. It's just like loud in the sense that people are just being tortured all the time. So it's just like nonstop screaming. Kind of gives you a little bit of a migraine after a while watching it. What else do I have here? Shout out to anybody I missed in the chat, by the way. If I missed any of you, well, my cat was blocking my sight. This is a DVD pickup. And I think it may be rare, although coming from Platinum, it could very well be on some cheap set somewhere. But I believe it was a TV movie from the 90s, A Killing Affair, with Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched, Dean Stockwell, and O.J. Simpson. Probably not, let's see. Oh, no, never mind. I thought this might have been towards the end of Elizabeth Montgomery died in the 90s. But this is a 1977 movie. I'm pretty sure it was a TV movie. It's about an interracial love affair, complicates the crime investigation of a series of brutal murders by 2 detectives. If I remember right, I think it's OJ and Elizabeth Montgomery, and I don't know. This one I don't think I've ever actually seen. So I was like, how can you turn down a cast like this? Like I said, it's hard to tell with this. So Winter Steel says, very good movie. Killing Affair or August Underground? Yep, OJ original. This, all right. So I haven't watched it yet. And I think it's more of a drama, but it is a ghost story. Falcon Lake. I have heard insane praise for Falcon Lake. It is Yellow Veil Pictures, so it's a Vinegar Syndrome sub-label, and I've had a few people just sing the highest praises of this movie. I sense it's maybe a little bit on the depressing side. I really want to watch it. I doubt I'll get to it before I leave on my trip, but yeah, if you want, it was pitched to me as a really sad coming of age ghost story, and I was told one of the best movies of the year. So I don't know if I'll agree or not, but I sense I will probably enjoy this one quite a bit. I even got the slipcover up on that one. What else do we have? Working our way down here. Like I said, I didn't organize these, so you're getting stuff out of order. I did get the Villages of the Damned Spanish horror set from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm actually catching up again to the point where I have just about everything. For the longest time, I did have everything that they put out. I think this is a beautiful set. It's got a booklet in there. Let's see. Oh, we're actually titty free on this one. It's the inner art for the Villages of the Damned set. Really cool. Nothing to do with the Village of the Damned movies, obviously, but yeah. Looking forward to diving into that one. Trying to get this booklet back in there. What's up, Happy Sanjo? How are you doing? What else we got going on here? Thanks for staying up late tonight with us. And now I'm going to have to be careful about tits because this is Jess Franco. I don't have enough fingers to cover up one side of this, but I can definitely make sure there's no nipple popping out. The Sexual Story of O. Jess Franco, Lena Romay. You're definitely not seeing the back cover because that is all about the tits. And there you go. You get the idea from Severin. Let's see if the other Jess Franco from Severin. That's not as bad. It looks like they blur most of the. Well, no, there's a little bit of nipple peeking out here. So, the Inconfessable Orgies of Emmanuel. So we got Black Emmanuel coming. Several review videos on that for that set, and like I said, like I kind of elaborate on the videos. There's a lot of fucking Emmanuel movies. At some point, we're going to do Emmanuel in space. So, yeah. Yeah, Indy, I'd recommend the set. I haven't dived into the set, but from what I know about the movies and the stuff I've seen, I think you would enjoy it. Jay says, great movie. Are you talking August Underground or are you talking something else? Yeah, I'm a diehard Jess Franco fan, Indy. Holy shit. We do have a review of this one coming up probably sometime in the next week or two. And this is Cannibal Campout, the new Blu-ray from TerrorVision. We're bringing back Analog Nightmares. We haven't done an Analog Nightmares in a while, so expect to see a lot of shot on video stuff coming soon from us. And I know we got this and a bunch of others coming. Really cool cover art on that one. Oh yeah, Andy, you definitely need to. What's up, Goraphobe? How are you doing, man? Yeah, check out the video I did on I Spit on Your Grave and the I Spit on Your Grave remake on Goraphobe's channel, and I will probably be doing Last House on the Left at some point. Wasn't able. I'm so busy now with like a week left, so I'm barely getting all my streaming stuff done before I leave. Let's see. I know that video is doing really, really well too. I got also Mexican Gothic, the films of Carlos Enrique Taboada, another Vinegar Syndrome set. It's a lot of Mexican and Spanish horror right now that is just getting these beautiful releases on Blu-ray. A lot of the Santos stuff that's kind of more cheesy Mexican horror, but Yeah, I mean, these sets are just so fucking beautiful. And they're actually pretty reasonably priced considering, multi movies. And this is, of course, has another booklet in there. And there you go. Some more of the inner cover art in there. What else we got here? Sorry, it takes a minute to put away the booklets. I've got so much that I got to cover right now, Mexican horror wise. Gonna have to do a show on that at some point. Oh, here's a big one. Just got this in the mail yesterday. I got the Nightmare 4K, Nightmare in a Damaged Brain. This is essential. Got it during the last sale. If you haven't seen this, you really should. It's a crowd pleaser for sure. I'm trying to remember if this won one of our Slashtober tournaments. Can't recall. I know it was a contender. There's some more familiar art from that one. This is a nasty, gory little movie that everybody should own. And I hear Severin did an amazing job on this release. So I'm excited to check it out. Nightmare. Grab it ASAP. Goraphobe grabbed it. Oh, cool, Indy. Yeah, Tortured Soul trilogy. I think you'll be seeing that here at some point. Also, even though this movie is way too fucking long, I got John Wick Chapter 4 on 4K. The novelty of just having a 4K actually be on the goddamn shelf for a new movie at Walmart now. Sometimes I'll just impulse buy. Good movie, I will say. God is a Bullet, singing the praises of that one. It's the better film, but I still do enjoy the John Wick movies. I feel kind of done after this one, though. Like, I not to spoil anything, but I just kind of feel like we're done. Let's move on. But I think they're going to keep milking it. Let's see. What do we got next? This was a must. They could have milked even more money out of me on this one. And that is the Swamp Thing 4K. I call it the titty cut because it has Adrienne Barbeau's nudity edited back in. This is the only Blu-ray 4K release that has that. Of course, as we all know, there was that initial release where they pulled it because it's like, wait, what is PG? And we've got Adrienne Barbeau's tits in this thing. We can't have that. Well, you can now on 4K Swamp Thing, the titty cut. I was really excited too when they announced that around the same time as Needful Things, and that they were having their TV cut version finally on disc, which I was a little sad that movie didn't. You can see the review that we did on the bonus review on the Stephen King doc episode. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It just, I was like, it's okay. Not really the gem that I remembered it being. So one of the last living Italian directors, Italian horror, but really kind of fantasy, I would say. More what he's known for, Luigi Cozzi's Blood on Melee's Moon. This is actually a newer film, I think, 2016. And I got this from the Severin sale. Very trippy. I have watched it. I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet. Kind of different. Probably one I would just recommend more for like diehard fans, but another not for everybody movie, which is kind of a theme for the evening. Goraphobe. I had 2 orders with Severin, and I haven't gotten the Spinell plush yet, which I did order. I haven't gotten Last Horror and whatever else I ordered with Last Horror, which still has to ship out with it. There's one other thing. Yeah, it was expensive. And I don't always get the gimmicks. Like I didn't get the extra gimmicks for Black Emmanuel. I mean, the board game's cool, but I mean, you're already spending a fuck ton for that set. So I was like, no, I don't need the airport bag. It's cool though. I'm not shaming anybody that did it. I just, not me. Meant to pick this one up for a while. Don't know why I haven't grabbed it yet, but got A Day of Judgment, which is kind of a religious what is it, Baptist or something, like it's a Christian slasher movie, which might turn you off, but it's actually pretty entertaining. And I was pretty glad that Severin put it out. I like these weirdo oddity movies like that. Lauren and I are the only two people that I think got Daily Ghost did get it. The From Hollywood to Heaven set that Indicator put out. So that kind of can go with that one. This movie I've owned several times on a whole bunch of cheap sets, and I guess in the back of my mind, I just always had a tough time paying like a regular Blu-ray price for it. But I finally did, from Severin, The Horrors of Spider Island. I've owned this on cheap budget sets. I've owned probably multiple ways over the years for this one. And but this is the definitive release. It's got the I think the German cut, and so I did finally grab it. There's another one coming up that I've owned in many cheaper versions that I'll get to. Yeah, you get your money's worth this with Severin. They're definitely in the conversation as far as top boutique labels at this point. Scream Factory is not even, I don't even put them in the top 10 anymore, to be honest. I mean, they don't do a whole lot of anything with a lot of their stuff. And speaking of, yes, I've owned this many, many different ways, but this is the definitive release of The Bloody Pit of Horror. Again, it's been out a while. It's just I've always kind of put it off because I was like, okay, I own this like at least 3 times on different sets, but this is the definitive release from Severin. And yeah, right there. Yeah, I didn't get Four Flies on Gray Velvet yet. I had to say no on a couple things, and I was like, I can get the cheaper versions of certain things if I have to later. I have that Shameless Blu-ray, which it's not great, but it's also not that bad either. Four Flies on Gray Velvet's a good movie, but it's definitely the way Dario could do no wrong at that time. That's definitely at the end of the list. That's not to say that it's still not really good, because there's just so many classics on his filmography from that time. But yeah, I kind of put that towards the last. Let's see here. Got The Astrologer. Really weird movie. I'm like almost caught up on Severin too. I think I have just about every Blu-ray 4K that they put out. I'm missing a few things still, but this is a very strange 70s film, and you always got to check for nudity. That's what I'm doing, because there is like small nudity on the back of this one. It's there's another streamer the other day I think it was Michael Keane. The other day, like a few weeks ago, and he was doing a stream on it was either Vinegar Syndrome or TerraVision. He was just bringing up a bunch of the sales, and he wasn't careful, and he clicked on something from, it might have been Melusine, the new adult label for Vinegar Syndrome, but it was just like, I think it might have been an animated titty, and he got like suspended from Twitch just for that one little mistake. So I'm probably a little overly paranoid about showing it off, which I don't know. I kind of feel like that shouldn't get you in trouble, but I guess it does. Yeah. Scream Factory, I mean, they're just kind of rolling out like the old classics on 4K. I've gotten some things. I haven't upgraded everything. And I will say they're putting a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool Corman stuff in particular on Blu-ray as web exclusives. Now they're $30. A couple of the double features might be like 35, and they have like nothing on them, like in terms of extra features. You might get a trailer at this point, so it just depends how badly you want the movie. I did get Black Belt with Don the Dragon Wilson, which is one of his best, if not his best movie. Mattias Hughes is also in that one. I did get that. I think I probably showed that in the old update, the last update video. So I got that. I didn't get Sawbones yet. Abraxas, man, is it hard to spend $30 on that. That was on a shit ton of budget DVD sets back in the day. So I don't know if I'll bite on that one or not. But yeah, there's some shit that's worth it for me, but some of those it's hard to spend 30. Ben, it was Michael Keane. Michael Keane. I know he does he's a Todd. He does some editing work on a lot of labels. But Todd's better. Yes, Todd's better. Ben just watched Night Hunter with Don the Dragon Wilson. Yeah, that was the Blade knockoff that Roger Corman did. Yeah. I remember picking that up. There was a string of Corman vampire films. It was, some go further back, but that Club Vampire came around the same time. Yeah, they were knocking off a lot of different vampire stuff. Yeah, I agree, Gorophobe. Yeah, I mean, I still buy their stuff, but I don't get a lot of the bells and whistles. Like I'm not a pin collector. I haven't done that. But then again, I did get the Joe Spinell plush, so you'll be seeing that probably in the background of every video. Vampirella, yes, Ben. That would be a good one to actually put out as a web exclusive. Although that's got enough name value. I don't know. Maybe they'd try and go wider for that. Also, we talked about this on Region Free, which if you're not sub to Region Free Season 3, please do. We just had a great show this last week. This is a fucking bonkers cult movie, Dr. Caligari from Mondo Macabro. You can see us break it down. Lauren's a big fan of this one. Really, really weird movie. Kind of an unofficial, very unofficial sequel to The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Yeah, Shout Factory. Yeah. Like I said, there's some I have nostalgia. Like Sawbones is a piece of shit. It's not a good movie. It's a cheap movie, but I remember it from the video store. And, you know, I'm a collector. So it's like I want it, but 30 starts to get really tough. I mean, if you want to charge that, at least make it a double feature, throw something else on there. Um, it's hard with some of those. I mean, like I said, I'm getting some black belt, I think is worth it, but I just can't do it with certain things. Oh, this one I was really excited. Also from Mondo, Night of the Executioner with Paul Naschy. This was, well, a lot of people consider it his last like good movie. He made this, I believe, in 92, 91 or not. Yeah, 92. This is kind of his like Death Wish knockoff that he did. Very different. You know, Paul Naschy's kind of known for the Waldemar Daninsky werewolf films, which I sing the praises of all the fucking time. It's not Halloween if I haven't dived into some Paul Naschy films. And this is something a little bit different from him. I mean, he did different stuff. I mean, he was, you know, Spain's answer to you know, Christopher Lee or Peter Cushing, or, you know, insert name, the Spanish Lon Chaney, he was known as. If you, some of my favorite releases that I own are the Paul Naschy sets that Scream Factory actually did put out. They did a pretty good job on those, but good chunk of his career now has been covered on Blu-ray. Let's see, Goraphobe, the Burning 4K transfer. So I've heard mixed things. I don't have it yet. The problem with a lot of people that are reviewing some of the 4K transfers for this, Hayden, where the fuck have you been, Hayden? If that's really you, you got to get back. Like, come on. Maybe we have to stream late. That's the only time he's out. Hayden might be a ginger vampire. But yeah, a lot of people with the 4K transfers for some of those movies, it's like they're expecting it to look like a new movie, which doesn't quite make sense. Like, you're still supposed to have a little grain in there. So I heard some bad reviews, but a lot of them sounded like they didn't quite understand it. Again, if you take a you know, a grimy slasher from the 70s or 80s, or it's, you know, it's not supposed to look like a brand new movie. So I'm not really sure. What I saw as far as screen grabs, I think it looked pretty good. I will probably upgrade that one, but not yet. Yeah, Hayden, actually today, truth be told, I'm actually kind of hurting right now. I'll tell a funny story, but I carried 75% of my indoor Halloween stuff in. As you can imagine, it's a lot. And so I was a little bit sore, and I'm coming to this last bag, and I still have to assess the situation, but I pick it up and I see something moving in the bag. And at first I'm thinking like, okay, just I triggered some animatronic in the bag. But then I hear something growling at me that is not a fucking Halloween decoration. So I've got to do some work on 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 sealing my garage, because I'm pretty sure, I think it sounded like it might have been a raccoon, and I was able to just kind of set the bag aside. So truth be told, I don't know. There might be a dead raccoon in a bag at this point, because I just left it and went away. So that's what's happening outside at this moment. But Hayden, it's good to see you back. I know you've been on Discord, but we do miss you. We were just talking the other day about the guy shoving what was it, a vape pen or a glue stick up his asshole on stream. For those of you new, during lockdown, Hayden had some of the craziest fucking streams ever. There was some pretty legendary stuff that's not up right now, but Hayden is where the pumpkin pie stream happened. I know a lot of people ask about that one, and yeah, police got involved, lots of crazy shit. So yeah, still got to do pumpkin pie too at some point whenever you're down. All right, we'll show some more movies. We got here's a favorite from Terror Vision. I did not get the slipcover version, which is fine. Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. A classic. We might actually cover this on Analog Nightmares as well. It kind of fits. Hayden, I'm going to ask you a question. Some of these streams, do they still exist? I know you privated a lot of them because I'm sure, YouTube. I mean, I know Pumpkin Pie still does, but because it certainly exists with Philly PD and I guess Atlanta PD as well. Should do the workout on a stream. Maybe. Yeah. Shit, if it still exists, I mean, fuck. Okay, but they still exist. So there you go. There's a definitive answer to that. Some of them got pretty wild. We were talking about Fox Pixar. And swearing to God, that was just some automated video that was like some claymation shit. And then he just popped up. I was like, that's a real person. This is happening right now. It felt like, yeah, I don't do drugs. And it felt like I was on drugs on a lot of those streams. Second Sight is doing great releases. You can. I'd make sure you have them downloaded, though, Aiden. I don't know. I know one of the last ones you did, I believe you showed your balls. And YouTube tends to frown on ball showing. So got this one. I know some people that have worked with the director, Brian Paulin. And this is his vampire film, At Dawn They Sleep. And I don't know if this is the one in particular. I believe he might have used like actual like hookers in some of his movies. I remember somebody telling me that. Saturn's Core has been doing a great job putting out a lot of obscure SOV horror. I think Shriek Show put out the initial DVD and VHS of this one. It's a pretty ambitious vampire story for no money. You can just censor your balls. But yeah, you're due. I was just saying, I don't know if you've been listening to the whole show. I'm going to be in LA for a couple weeks, but I'm totally down to do a reunion stream at some point if you do something. Yeah, I love Saturn's Core too. I mean, there's some really like some of the Wave production stuff that they put out. There's some like even it's hard to even attach cult gem to some of that. Some of it's pretty bad, but they do an amazing job on those releases. And I do recommend the Wave Films documentary that they put out, which I think is still in print. Not sure. This is the Aussie slasher from John D. Lamond, Nightmares from 1980. This is Umbrella. Sorry, I don't know if I said Saturn. Of course, it's not Saturn. Umbrella Films put this out. Who are, of course, also there's some bloody tits on the back. Yeah. If you saw one of my favorite documentaries, Not Quite Hollywood, from Mark Hartley, one of my all-time favorite documentaries. This is, of course, one of those films that they cover on that doc. I'm a big fan of Aussie cinema. Oh, sweet, Hayden. Yeah. It's good to see you. And I assume that's you on Discord as well. Sometimes you get an imposter popping up once in a while. Let's see. I kind of feel bad about that raccoon, but I think I was able to rip the bag enough that I'm sure he got out. I don't know how the hell he got into a sealed garbage bag, but somehow managed. I believe you. I believe you. So I don't know a whole lot about these, but it's the French Blood trilogy. And it's 3 films: Mr. Frog, Mr. Rabbit, and Mr. Pig. And I don't know what order they're in at this point, but I got these, and I was going to do a separate video on it, but I didn't think I had enough that it was interesting enough to do a whole video. I ordered out of a catalog from Oldies, which I hadn't done in the longest time, and I was like, you know what? Some of these are a pretty good. I mean, it's a good memory. Like, I'm sure some of you guys ordered from the Columbia catalog back in the day. And, I saw there was a few things on sale that I needed through Oldies. And it's like, it just kind of feels good to order from a catalog. Call up a lady and place your order. It's just old school. And all but one of these I got from that catalog. I used to do that all the time back in the 90s, and I don't know, felt good. A little bit of old school nostalgia. Yeah, I don't want to shoot the raccoon. If that's what it was, I don't know. I really don't know. I kind of like poked it from afar, and I was like, okay, there's definitely something in there. And it was torn enough that I think it could get out. So, yeah. Drew, what's up, Drew? I had a landline up until about a year and a half ago. And I finally got rid of it. I kept it for the longest time because pre-YouTube, when we did the show just on Blog Talk Radio, just you'd call in to the thing on that. And so I did have a landline not too long ago. Technically, actually, I think my brother might have it now at his house. But there is a like retro, like really, really old phone in the family, a retro landline. I thought it was kind of cool. I just don't have any room for it, so he's got it. Here's one that I know Drew got. And this is the signed edition. That's titty free. Bikini Drive-In from Make Flicks. Signed by Michelle Bauer. And Conrad Brooks, who I worked with, is in this movie. Actually, probably one of the... There's not a lot of shit that he did in his career. Certainly after the 60s, really, that is worth watching. But he is in this. He's got a nice little part. And yeah, it's actually a really good movie. Nikki Fritz is in it. Rest in peace. I love Nikki. I was really sad to hear that she passed. David F. Friedman, Gordon Mitchell, Ashley Ray, Richard Gabai, a lot of Fred Olin Ray regulars. And this was just a fun movie. It's not like overly like bump and grind or anything. It's on the lighter side when it comes to that. But I really like Bikini Drive-In. I'm sure you got it day one. It makes sense but they did put out MILFs versus Zombies, which my name's not on that, but I originally wrote what it was intended to be. But that might be the uncut version, because whatever version that came out at first on DVD was definitely cut. Because there is like technically a triple X scene in there where Ophelia Rain gets her guts torn out of her private parts, and I know that was shot. So I don't know. Maybe that new version has it. Absolutely indie. Under 35 seconds, yes. Also, these have been out for a little bit, but also from Make Flicks, I finally got the Frisky Fairy Tales double feature, newer softcore, Christine Nguyen, Beverly Lynn. Love both of them. And the Women in Prison double feature, Model Prisoners, Bad Girls Behind Bars, and Baby Dolls Behind Bars. Got those from Netflix. Netflix, fuck. Make Flicks. Make Flicks. You might be getting stuff from Netflix at some point. Maybe they'll just fold and get into the physical media game. Saw this one last time I was in California with Todd earlier this year. Polite Society. Kind of a fun little movie. No, I won't spoil it, but yeah, action comedy. I like the two actresses in this one. Yeah, Christina Nguyen. I'm hoping some more stuff from her hits Blu-ray. I'm sure it will. She also did some sex comedies for Asylum that are pretty good. She was she in Co-Ed in the Zombie Stoner? She might have had a small role in that, but Co-Ed in the Zombie Stoner is a lot of fun from Asylum. It's basically more of a sex comedy than anything else. But shout out Jamie. Welcome. Oh, we got Jamie in the chat. Haven't seen you as much. We got Hayden. We've got a lot of people I don't see enough of in the chat right now. Also, I had this on a multi-movie DVD, but I got Eye of the Tiger with Gary Busey, fun action movie. I think this is pre-brain damage Gary Busey, but only by like a year or two, I think. So still like somewhat normal. Boy, did that change. I got this. This was one of those $10 Vinegar Syndrome partner label pickups. The post-apocalyptic film Game of Survival. Not one of the better ones, but it's hard to turn down anything for $10 nowadays. You don't get any boutique stuff for $10, so I bought pretty much everything that I didn't have already. Eye of the Tiger is a blast, Indy. It's a ton of fun. We reviewed this, so I'm not going to talk about it, but Needful Things on 4K. Man, it's very white cover. It doesn't want to show the title, but this does have the TV cut, which was the main selling point. But the TV cut, the 3-hour cuts roughly, that is only on Blu-ray, which is fine because it's not been available. Oh, that sucks, Jamie. Sorry you hurt your ankle. New PC, though. Look forward to seeing you return. We're just talking about Hayden showing everybody his balls on stream before you hopped on. I don't know if you were watching that one. That was one of the last ones he did. We also got Vestron, $11.99. One of the only cheap labels. My Best Friend is a Vampire. I haven't watched this one in a really long time. Be a fun one. I've been kind of saving it for Halloween season. Not only $11.99, but you can actually go into a Walmart and buy the Vestron stuff. So I'll pick up anything at that price that Vestron puts out. There you go. You missed it, Jamie. If you had stayed up long enough, you would have seen Hayden's balls. Not on this stream, but yes. Oh, okay. Here's what I would recommend to you, Hayden. Actually, one of the better movies I've seen this year. I got this today. Holy Spider. This is an Iranian. I think Iranian. It is Iranian. Serial killer movie based on a real case. This is really, really good. A great movie. One of my favorites so far this year, and I do highly recommend it. It's been, we haven't had like a huge volume of fantastic horror adjacent movies this year, and at least in terms of comparing it to recent years. But Holy Spider is a good one. It is no Portrait of a Lady on Fire, but it is better than Rush Hour. Utopia put it out, Hayden. MVD, Utopia. There you go. This one's really good. Kind of, it's not like overly graphic or anything, but I kind of found the ending like very effective and disturbing in that one. And realistic, unfortunately. Here's another one from the oldies catalog. Good old Beelzebub, which usually means there's definitely titties. But there's not on this one. The titties are covered up. Texas Chainsaw Mascara. Had to pick this one up. Beelzebub, if nothing else, you get a lot of titties. You're pretty much guaranteed with Beelzebub. And if you've gone to any kind of conventions, you probably ran into him. I swear he's at a convention like every weekend. I don't know him personally or anything, but I used to run into him like all the time when I was still going to conventions like nonstop. That's okay. La Piscine. That is the one that you thought was a classic, Hayden, if I remember right. And also $10 and great cover art. I didn't love the movie. I gave it kind of a negative, not fully negative. I just didn't love the movie. Debbie Does Demons, which, if nothing else, has really great cover art. And, $10. I'll add it to the collection. Donald Farmer. You can see the review. Actually, for a one-off review, that video did really well. Indy's a Beelzebub fan. Caden, it's plenty of tits. It's not XXX, but there's like nothing but tits in most of that. All right. Oh, here's a essential 40s horror classic that I got from the Kino sale. The Queen of Spades. Great film. Didn't have it on Blu-ray yet, so I picked that up from Kino. A lot of people sleep on Kino. I mean, they put out so much awesome shit from every genre. And I don't know, a lot of people don't appreciate them like they should. Like, I don't see a whole lot of like Kino streams. If it's Vinegar Syndrome, rightfully so, they put out a lot of cool shit. But Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, they're getting all of these cool like streams dedicated to their sales. And I feel like sometimes Kino should get a little more attention. I think Dead Pit did a Kino stream, but for the most part, people don't. That's too bad. Another one that I reviewed actually on a Squared Circle Society, and this is a personal friend who directed it, Victor Bonacour, one of my friends going back to the Chiller Theater days. Thrust. Really fun movie. Not different. I'll let you go check out the review. It's kind of a lesbian, post-apocalyptic, romance, cultish, mindfuck movie that Linnea Quigley's in, Aaron Brown, Misty Mundy herself, so I'm all in no matter what. Ronnie Jonah, who Jonathan is making a movie with, is also in this, and a bunch of pro wrestlers. This is another one I probably could see you liking, Hayden, maybe. There you go. Definitely, Hayden. Let me know if you're in town sometime. Can make that happen. I don't think nobody from YouTube. Nobody that I know from YouTube or any other streamers have been here before. So you would be the first. Yeah, Kino does have good prices. Even like full price is not bad with Kino. So that's another reason. I know a lot of people are discouraged about prices, which are not going to go down for boutique label stuff. It's just the way it is. But yeah, Kino is still pretty reasonable and on sale. Like you can actually get a pile of stuff. Sometimes with Vinegar Syndrome, it's like, oh, I just spent $200 and I've got 3 things. Yeah, Jamie. And they do like a handful of sales at least over the year. So you can pick up a lot of stuff. What did you grab, Jamie? I'm curious. I know you did a haul video a while back, but I don't think I remember Kino on it. I still have a few Kino things to show. Like I said, these are not in order. Also, this is more cheesy Mexican horror, but I got the Vacation of Terror 1 and 2 set. These movies are a blast. I actually watched this for the first time in Spanish language, and I don't speak Spanish, but I still had fun with it. Really cool cover art once again. The inner's basically the same art, but there you go. Like I said, lots of great Mexican and Spanish horror right now. Hitting Blu-ray and 4K. What did you grab, Hayden? It's a good return for you. You should do a haul video. More SOV horror. I think this one might be going out of print. Night Ripper. Sweet. Oh, it's not here yet. Okay, cool. I look forward to that. Also, more. This is Culture Shock releasing. Streets of Death. I think this was another $10 one. Which, again, is very nice. If I don't have it, I'll grab just about anything for $10. Partner label stuff. If I don't like it, can always sell it. I never do, but I have the option. Oh, here's a DVD. Not a whole lot of DVDs to show off, but this is actually a sequel. I haven't watched the first one yet, but Buddy Games Spring Awakening. I know it's like a raunchy comedy. I heard the first one. I think the first one's technically a WWE Studios film, although this one I don't believe is. But Josh Duhamel, Kevin Dillon. I don't know if anybody saw the first one or not, but I have that one too. Need to sit down and watch them both. What else do we have here? It's all out of order. Oh, here's a classic, Wild River. Montgomery Clift. I got that at Second and Charles used. There you go. Indy also got most of the Culture Shock stuff. Yeah, Pop's Movie Dungeon. They do some. He covers Kino. Upgraded this one to 4K. Also a Second and Charles find. I got Saving Private Ryan. on 4K. Great movie. Was kind of holding out for a Blu-ray of these, but honestly, the DVDs cost nothing at Second and Charles, so I grabbed it. Obviously, a big Tony Collette guy, so I got all 3 seasons of the United States of Terror, which is actually a really funny show. Kind of before she became the horror queen. Honestly, she's another actress I'm in for pretty much anything. I don't care what the genre is. I was back when I was still in West Virginia. I dated a girl who worshipped this show and 6 Feet Under. I had to sit down and like over like a week watch like every episode of both. 6 Feet Under is pretty amazing. Doesn't get talked about a lot anymore, but 6 Feet Under is a really fucking awesome show. Jamie's a fan of the United States of Terror. Another random pickup. I believe it's also kind of a probably more of a romantic comedy, but I think it's more on the raunchy side with Heather Graham. Baby on Board. Just another random pickup at Second and Charles. Back to some Blu-rays, which getting down in the stack here. Night Screams. 4K, I should say, not a Blu-ray, 4K. Night Screams from Vinegar Syndrome. Some of the arts, see the inner arts, which is the same. There you go. This one doesn't surprise me, but Terror at 10 Killer. Holy fuck, that got a 4K release. We're living in a strange world. Yeah, Indy, you know, Heather Graham, before she made a name, she was I don't know the technical term, but she was like a fake girlfriend, not implying any kind of sexual stuff, but she was somebody that essentially she would be paid to like go to red carpet events with different actors for different award shows, which, I mean, fuck, definitely raises your profile if people think you're dating Heather Graham. Still looks pretty much the same. Also on 4K, I got Primal Rage from Vinegar Syndrome. Out there. And like I said, some of these, if the artwork inside is not different, I'm going to just start speeding through it. Bog Zombie, what's up? I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Just ordered the Cannibal Terror Devil Hunter double. Trying to complete my video nasties and noticed the blue wasn't available on Severin anymore. Yeah, Heather Graham was in Twin Peaks. Another 4K double. Finally got this because I got it cheaper. Because I was kind of like, I'm okay with the Scream Factory double, but I did get the Schizoid and X-Ray 4K double feature from Vinegar Syndrome. Finally did it. I think it might have, that one I think is still not anywhere close to selling out, probably because there is the Scream Factory one. This dropped below 1,000, I believe, which kind of surprised me. But I did get the Boogeyman on 4K, the Uli Lomel Boogeyman, I should say, from the 80s. One of the more popular, releases post-Halloween that did remarkably well. Uli Lomel went on to make many oh shitty serial killer movies that he shot for like $2, but he was cranking them out at the end of his life. Pretty much anything 2000s on Uli Lomel, you don't really have to bother. They're all pretty terrible. But Devonsville Terror, which I haven't gotten that yet. They put the Blu-ray out of that. I actually think that's probably one of his stronger movies back when he was still making good movies. Also, there are some tits. I'm checking it out here. This is the Renato Pulselli Delirium, which there's a lot of films under this this title. Vinegar Syndrome just put this one out on Blu-ray. This is a sleazy, nasty good time. But like I said, there's a lot of deliriums. In fact, I think I have another delirium coming up on Blu-ray that I got that I'll show when I come to it. This one probably will sell out by the end of the year. And that is the Lamberto Bava film A Blade in the Dark on 4K, which they put this out in a nice chunky box. You can see that. You can see it's the Italian title. And this one's really cool because I'm sure most of you've seen it already, because it pulls apart like that, and that's how you get it. So really cool, gory art on that one. Like I said, as you can tell, it's in a nice box. Still plenty of copies, but well, last I looked, I don't know what it's at now. This one could actually, it's a more notable movie compared to like some of the stuff they put out recently. So considering the box, this could sell out before you get to the Black Friday sales. So if you want it, you know, keep an eye on it. I'll just put it that way, because if it's still around come the sale, that'll be one of those things that might sell out like in the first hour, and then, you know, you might be disappointed. So I'd say just watch. Just watch. What else do we got here? Sorry, did I miss something in the chat? I haven't dived into that set, into the Villages of the Damned set yet, Bog Zombie, but I do recommend it. But, you know, like I said, Spanish horror is my thing. You may want to, you know, look into the movies yourself, because I'm just an easy mark for that. Another, let's see, cover up some tits. Really sleazy giallo film, 5 Women for the Killer. Right there. That was an easy pickup. They opted for a solo release. I thought this might end up on the Forgotten Jolly sets, but which I have all of those. I love those if you're a giallo fan. But 5 Women for the Killer, if you want to really, like I said, more sleazy giallo. This one is pretty nasty stuff. Not one that was in our old giallo tournaments either. So this one was a little weird. Vinegar Syndrome kind of acted like this was going to sell out, which seemed odd because these movies are so fucking obscure. They're sort of Polish cult sci-fi films, and it is the Peter Solkin's Apocalypse Tetralogy set. Probably this is another one probably for Hayden if you're still watching. I'd like to do a review on this at some point, because it's one of those sets that I feel like a lot of people will grab, but then they'll never watch the movies. Really oddball culty stuff. I know we're getting so close now to our Halloween lineup, so some of it we may not get to right away, but of course it's got the booklet and an inner slip case there, and there's the back there. Look forward to checking these out. I'm hoping it's selling well, which I guess it must be, but they were calling for a sellout on this unusually early, because it's really not the type of thing that normally sells out from them. Bug Zombie Visual Vengeance sends me their stuff, so I'm hoping I get everything. Should be. They're usually pretty good. I think there was one thing they didn't send, but usually they send their stuff to reviews, so I should have reviews for their stuff at some point. Trying to think if anything. I don't think any come out until October, but I'm really excited for Replicator. I'm very excited for Replicator. Here is a Western double feature. Hot Snake and Guns and Guts from Rene Cardona Jr., who's been very well represented lately on Blu-ray. Kind of cool animated art on that. Right there. And slightly different on the inside, but roughly the same. Let's see. Hold on one moment. Just answering a text. My bad. The text that I missed like 40 minutes ago. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Cliff Booth, if you're still in the chat, I'm sure you probably got that double. Yeah, Replicator I'm very excited for. What else are they putting out? The Abomination. They announced a bunch. I was a little bit worried because after whatever their last release was, it seemed like there was a bit of a gap. So I was a little concerned. I'm like, I know people are loving, if not the movies, certainly the packages that they've been putting out have been just stellar. Also, I don't know if this was a $10. I feel like it might have been, but got Unmasking the Idol action adventure movie. Cool set. I know we're getting late, so thanks for staying up with me. Another $10 pickup, The Flesh Merchant. And I believe, was this Culture? Yeah, this was Culture Shock. Michelle Bauer, Don Stroud, Joe Estevez. Really glad to get that one for $10. Cauldron Films. Actually, I've just placed a big order from their website, but I got this out of the oldies catalog, The Crimes of the Black Cat, a giallo that they put out from 72. Really excited to dive into that. Yeah, Flesh Merchant. I saw that. Not sure. It might have been Sub Rosa, maybe, that put that out on DVD back in the day. I'd have to double check. I saw it forever ago. This is batshit. And just such an entertaining, bad action movie. And this is Undefeatable with Cynthia Rothrock. This one, if you like just cheesy fun, certainly not on par with some of the classic Hong Kong work that Cynthia Rothrock did, but if you like bad action movies with the just an insane, awful killer, you got to see Undefeatable. Man, the cover art doesn't do it justice. It is just absolutely batshit crazy. Let's see here. Also, $10 special. We got Slash Dance, which now I think is out of print. I think maybe even, I believe even the non-slip version of this might be out of print now. It's got a cool alternates on the back there. I'd have to double check, but that one might actually, if you can grab it now for not too expensive and you want it. It's a terrible movie, but it is about to become an expensive movie. It does not, Ben. It definitely does not. Also, some Ginger Lynn Allen and Sandal Bergman, two ladies who I love dearly, and both super, super nice. Raw Nerve, which also, wait a minute, not Ginger Lynn Allen, my bad. Tracy Lords, who is nice, a little odd. I actually know a lady. It's more of a after dark story, but she has some Tracy Lords stories. I think I might have a Ginger Lynn Allen movie to show tonight as well. That kind of confused me, but another culture shock releasing title, $10. And yeah, that one's definitely better than Slash Dance. Not a great movie again, but more entertaining than Slash Dance. Indy saw Undefeatable. Yes, Undefeatable is so much fun. I know a lot of people have been kind of bitching about the Cynthia Rothrock and Billy Blanks movies that have been getting announced from Vinegar Syndrome, but honestly, when I look at a pool of the stuff that they've released, some of that stuff holds up really well. Not all of it. Like I said, even Undefeatable, it's not a traditionally good movie. It's just so much fun. The cheesiest villain I've seen in a long, long time. Okay, so standard version of Slash Dance is running low. So if it's one you want, still another one to keep an eye on. You definitely don't want to pay like some insane price for it, though. So if you want it, later, Indy, you sleep well. Yes, late one tonight. These updates always do go long. It's a horror Western. It's not fantastic, but it's not awful. $10 special, Devil Rider. I like a good horror Western. It's a small list of truly good ones, but I'm an easy mark for a horror Western. And yeah, that was culture shock as well. What else do I have? I know this is based on a manga, I believe, from Uziga Waita. Not a big manga guy, but I did get this from the Kino sale. It's a live action film, My Chan's Daily Life. Some kind of nasty sexploitation going on there. Redemption / Kino Lorber. They number their releases, and one of those pesky numbers that I was missing. I'm surprised more labels don't put the number on the spine, because that kind of makes certain collectors get OCD and they'll pick it up no matter what. Gallow Walkers. Oh, that one's incomplete, actually. That was Wesley Snipes was shooting Gallow Walkers right before he went to jail. And I can't remember if he had to finish it later or how that worked, but yeah, I don't think I would agree about that, but it was watchable. I mean, it was kind of a mess, but it's watchable. All right, gonna speed through some cheap Spontaneous. We reviewed that a while ago. Very cheap Blu-ray. Kind of a unique story. Kind of a dark comedy, romance, exploding teenagers. You can go back in some of our old shows and see the review. Also got from Dante Tomaselli, another guy I think I met at a couple of Fangorias way back in the day. Desecration from 1999, kind of a very surreal, non-exploitation, but not really so much sexploitation movie, more of a horror film. Got that one. Also, it's Code Red, but I got it during the Kino sale. If you like horror westerns, The Burrowers. Yeah, Asylum did the I think it was Backstreet Boys and like some NSYNC guys fighting zombies. It was Dead End or Dead something or other. I have that on Blu-ray. I think you appreciate it more if you actually liked the boy bands. Let's see, another partner label release. Had this on DVD for a long time. It's a Graveyard Alive, kind of a black and white zombie satire. There, I don't remember. I don't remember if that was on sale though. Another one from the oldies catalog from Cauldron, Collingswood Story. This is found footage horror. And I'm kind of due a rewatch of this one. I want to say maybe it's Christian's a fan of this one. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's a fan of this. What else do we got? Honestly, Second and Charles, even though I wasn't super fond of it, I might revisit it at some point. Skinamarink. A lot of strong opinions on this. I was fortunate enough to get it used at Second and Charles for like $5, and I was like, I might revisit it at some point. I actually am kind of curious to listen to the commentary track on this just to kind of get some more insight, even though I don't think there's much insight to be had. Another one from Oldies from SRS. Piz actually did a review of this one. Night Feeder. Piz doesn't review a ton of like SOV stuff, but I know he did a video of this sometime in the last year. And this one's actually fairly well made. I think there's a lot of, if you were into like the LA, or not LA, San Francisco punk scene, there's a lot of bands that were around in the 90s that are on that one. Football comedy with Goldie Hawn, Wildcats. Got that. Ladybugs, which actually I think is a very funny Rodney Dangerfield movie. They reviewed this one on Flesh Wound Farce not too long ago, and I realized I didn't have the Blu-ray. Always liked it, so I grabbed it. Brought up earlier the Tortured Soul trilogy from Saturn's Core. I grabbed that. I think the slip version of this is already sold out. A few more from Vinegar Syndrome. We've got the very low budget, Hey, Stop Stabbing Me horror comedy. Let's see, we're winding down here. So I'm running out of space to put this stuff. Rogério Deodato's last movie, Ballad in Blood. It's Deodato, so I was going to grab it eventually no matter what. Not a great movie. There's a ton of fucking nudity in this one, though. And you can go back. We reviewed it a while back when it came out. And let's see here. Here is the one of the other deliriums. This one's kind of a cop movie, kind of a slasher, kind of a conspiracy movie. This one's got a lot going on, but this is Delirium from Peter Marks, another Severin sale pickup. I didn't have it yet, so I grabbed it. This movie's kind of all over the place. Hayden, no, not right now. The next Vinegar Syndrome sale will be the Black Friday sale. Most likely. I mean, they don't do Halloween. I don't know if they'll do some sort of thing. But there is still some $10 stuff on there last I looked. So go to, if you go to the site, go to like going out of print, and yeah, you can find the $10 stuff that they still have on sale. A lot of it, the partner label stuff though. But no formal sale right now. Let's see. The pilot movie of the RoboCop TV series on Blu-ray, which I believe is actually in widescreen. Corman disaster action movie with Stephen Baldwin, Firefight. Don't know anything about this one. This is another, I think this one's more of a drama, but kind of looked like it kind of had a surreal-ish horror vibe going to it at the same time. Crash, Burn, Love. Sorry, the artwork's not the best, and I know that one's a little doesn't show too well. It is a BDR. Another one of those. I think this one was billed as like a dark comedy, Fathers and Sons. We're on the last. We got less than like 6 or 7 to go. This is a Dennis Hopper directed movie that I got from the Kino sale. Backtrack with Jodie Foster. This one was kind of troubled, but I remember liking this one. I know it's kind of a neo-noir flick. And, you know, Dennis Hopper, Jodie Foster, who I believe actually gets naked in this one. She did this like right before Silence of the Lambs. And I'm really due a watch. This one, I saw this on like, I don't know, maybe HBO or something back in the day. And when I saw they were putting it on Blu-ray, I figured I'd pick it up. Everybody knows Born on the 4th of July. She didn't have it on Blu-ray, so I upgraded it. I got it cheap. And well, we're not closing on the most exciting stuff. These are DVDs, but I got, I don't know if this was a TV movie. Feel like it probably was with the cast. I don't really remember. I remember Michael Nuri in it, but exclusive, Suzanne Summers, Ed Begley Jr., and Michael Nuri. Kind of a serial killer movie. Pretty sure. I feel like I saw this on as a TV movie at some point in the 80s or something. Probably an out-of-print DVD. I don't know how out-of-print. Another dollar pickup, The Calendar Girl Murders with Sharon Stone. 13 Demons. 7 Days, which is another kind of psychological thriller with Yunjin Kim, who's, of course, known for being on Lost. Speaking of shitty Yuli Lomel movies, if it's like $1, I will still grab them. All bad. I don't recommend them, but got a big collection of serial killer movies, so that's more of a completist thing. And we end it. Like I said, I blew through all the boutique label stuff. What up, Christian? How are you doing? Good to see you. What was it? Collingswood Story? Are you a fan of that? I brought you up earlier. I thought that was a found footage movie I think you might have talked about on your channel. Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. I thought you might have been a fan of that one. But the last one, The Toy Box, which is just a slasher movie that still has the Blockbuster sticker on it, which will stay on there for nostalgia purposes. And there you go. 2 hours, 10 minutes. So Todd said I was going to be over 3 hours, and I'm not, but I'll still take some questions from the chat. Since we got like so many people that I haven't seen in a long time. Hayden's here. Jamie's here. Got a lot of people. So if you have any questions to ask, just to recap, though, until Todd gets in here, which I will send him a text. So Flesh Wound Gaming, we're launching that channel. We're launching multiple new channels. And obviously, I'm not the biggest gamer, so but I'll still be involved in that. Like I said, I'm going to play some Texas Chainsaw while I'm down at Todd's and kind of figure how I might be able to play it. Yeah, Hayden, if you have any specific, I showed some of those $10 ones off. So if you go earlier in the stream, Jamie, that was just off Amazon. It was like $5, and I didn't have it on Blu-ray, so I grabbed it. Born on the 4th of July is a really good movie. Let's see here. So yeah, we're gonna have that. We're going to be. I don't know exactly if I'm supposed to say what it is, but we're gonna have, I guess, I'll just say more mainstream channel that's going to have also a lot of those things that, like, we have these hilarious conversations on Discord, like the Taryn Manning thing. And I was telling Todd, I was like, man, this is so fucking funny. Like, we should just do like a video on this. So you're going to have think of it as a more raunchy TMZ. And we're going to cover some of these oddities, and that'll be coming your way. No title on that one yet. Like I said, Flesh Wound Gaming, you can join now because there probably will be a stream tomorrow, I'm guessing, with Kruger playing Texas Chainsaw. Todd posted the link earlier. It's also in our Discord, so like I said, you won't miss anything on Discord. One second here. And yeah, so yeah, Hayden, I think, like I said, I think I got everything that was $10 that I didn't have. If it's any kind of boutique title, I'll gamble for $10. If you don't like it, you'll be able to sell it, or just wait for it to go out of print, and you'll definitely make money off of it. So fuck it, might as well. So in addition to that, we are going to be together in California exactly 1 week from right now. So keep an eye out for a lot of live streams. We'll be doing some true crime location stuff. We'll be doing, we're going to the We Kill for Love red carpet premiere, which if you follow that, it's an erotic thriller documentary, and we're going to be there. So if you see us, come say hi. They have an Instagram page, I know. They might have I think they have a Facebook page too, but if you follow them on Instagram, they've been announcing like different celebrities and directors that are going to be there. So
yes, they have a Facebook page and an Instagram.
Okay. I thought
and a Twitter
disappeared because I was trying to tag them and I was like, couldn't find them. So maybe it was Twitter. Maybe so yeah, we'll be there. We got a lot of cool shit coming up. I'm really excited.
I did see a piece of news that is uncool. Looks like Drake's done with XPW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were building up for that match, but still hearing stuff. So,
oh, wow, that's weird. They treated him pretty good. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's going on.
Doesn't seem to be an angle, but we'll see.
We'll see. Could be. Never know. Yeah, Hayden, there are some cool docs on there. But hit me up, Hayden. Like I said, pumpkin pie too. Maybe a little less drama on that one, but we'll do something at some point. I think I tackled everything. Todd, did I pimp everything? Fleshwound Gaming tomorrow.
Yeah, probably post the link one more time in the.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find it again. There's no content yet, but like I said, if you're going to be playing Texas Chainsaw,
yeah,
there you go.
Kruger's going to get it all good to go. We just got to do the one final approval gimmick, and then it's good to go.
Sweet. And more channels coming once again. So,
and if you're not following all the socials, we'll do, some live stuff on Instagram too. Like, we'll do some shorter stuff on Instagram and our longer stuff on YouTube, most likely.
Yep, Instagram. I'm on Instagram now, and I sort of know how to use it somewhat. So
it's pictures and words, Dan. You can figure it out.
I figured it out. It's a couple weird things on there, but I'm on there now. I'm on almost everything. I didn't do Threads.
Unfortunately,
that seemed to be dying already.
I still post shows on there. Oh, I forgot to post this one there, but no one will notice. I forget half the shows on Threads to post. I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't post it on Threads. Huh?
That seemed like it was going to be the next big thing for like literally 2 weeks, and it just didn't happen. Yeah, I guess that's all I got. I'm told you it wasn't going to be as long.
You know what? I almost chimed in at about 2 hours and made a comment, but I was like,
oh shit, I forgot. Do you guys want to see 3 action figures? Because I just see that I did not grab them.
Go grab them.
I'll grab them. You get 3
right.
action figures.
Let's see what Dan plays with when he's not playing with himself.
I can do both.
You know what? I don't know where he's putting He-Man.
I've got 2 hands, Todd. I can do both. All right. So impulse buys. I'm not buying like.
Hold on. Let me full screen you again.
That's cool.
There you go.
Had to grab this. I didn't grab the others, but I got this from FYE. Count Chocula action figure. How cool is this?
Yeah.
Open it up here. There you go. I thought this was really cool.
That is really cool. Ben, I see your question, but my NDA prevents me from answering you.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well, I don't know anything about it, and I'm excited. So
I'll just say this. Melvin Ferd, that's my favorite of the names.
Oh, cool.
Ferd, Junko, and what?
Oh, no, I was just saying I haven't collected all of these, but I thought this one was kind of cool.
Yeah, see, Leatherface is a character. If I see it, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah.
Anything Leatherface or Toxie, Trauma, whatever,
I can't do that with. I'm like, I got so much Freddy shit at this point. I'm like,
like I said, those are like the only 2. Like, it's if I see it, I do it.
Yeah. And also got this. I have the Rowdy Piper one as well.
Very cool.
They Live 2-pack, the aliens.
Tupac and They Live? What?
He was going to be in the sequel. It didn't work out.
It could have been right after Juice, too.
Oh,
Juice.
So I am
great slasher film, Juice.
I am tired as hell, man. I didn't finish the Halloween. I was saying I think I got some sort of fucking creature in a bag, so it kind of cut my progress. So yeah. So anyways, hopefully it works its way out of the bag by the morning. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I tore it enough that it could get out. So on that note, guys, we'll be back here. When's our next live show? Patreon on Sunday?
Sunday, yes. And I got to find out with Kruger and Pugs if we're doing a Godzilla, but
okay. Well, Sunday there'll be content. Well,
Natty Knox review for sure.
Natty Knox, yes. Actually, that maybe I'll close watching that tonight. We'll see. And patreon.com/fleshwound features. It all starts at just $1. Got to bring Ging back now since Hayden's back in the chat. And that's all I got.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Later, guys.